My name is Jinglun. I'm originally from China and did my PhD in economics at the London Business School. I will be joining the Institute for International Economic Studies at the Stockholm University as a postdoctoral researcher, and then the University of Hong Kong as an assistant professor of economics. My research interest lies primarily in macroeconomics, including macrofinance and macro development. My paper is titled "Knowledge is Market Power." It explains how more difficult research can decrease growth and increase corporate concentration in the US in the last 100 years. It emphasizes that higher concentration should be understood as a result of lower growth and not as a cause of lower growth, while harder research is a fundamental driver behind lower growth. This has important implications for central banking, as it allows us to understand long-run interest rates based on long-run growth rates.
Hello, I'm Nicolo Gnocato. I am originally from Italy, and it is an honor for me to be among the finalists for the Young Economist Prize of the Qatar Centre for Global Banking and Finance. I obtained a PhD in economics from Bocconi University in 2024, and I currently serve as an economist in the Economic Outlook and Monetary Policy Directorate of the Bank of Italy. My research interests lie at the intersection of labor macroeconomics and monetary economics, focusing on how worker heterogeneity affects aggregate outcomes and influences the conduct of monetary policy. In my paper, I explore a monetary policy trade-off that energy importing economies likely experienced during the recent energy shock. Specifically, I examine how it can be optimal to partly accommodate an increase in inflation in order to contain the rise in the unemployment rate. By doing so, household exposure to the shock can be mitigated, as the unemployed are forced to consume less and allocate a higher share of their consumption to energy. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you all.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for choosing me as one of the finalists for this prize. My name is Helmke and I'm originally from Germany. I just completed my PhD in finance at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. And I also just joined Vanderbilt University as an assistant professor in finance actually today. My research focuses on financial markets, financial intermediation, and portfolio theory. I'm particularly interested in the rise of index investing and the associated implications for financial stability. In this context, my job market paper studies the payoff differences of index ETFs and index open-end mutual funds for investors with different liquidity needs. I show that mutual funds are subject to run risk and preferred by investors with higher short-term liquidity needs. On the other hand, and in contrast to this, ETFs are subject to what I call reverse run risk and therefore encourage investors to remain invested for the long term. So the surprising result of my research is that ETFs are actually better for long-term investors, whereas open-end mutual funds holding identical assets are preferred by shorter-term investors.
Hi, my name is Paolo Varraso. I am from Italy and I obtained my PhD in economics from New York University. I am a macroeconomist with interests in macrofinance and international economics. My research focuses on the role of financial intermediaries and markets for the transmission of aggregate shocks and macroeconomic policies. I've also worked on assessing both theoretically and empirically the effectiveness of policies that can mitigate financial market imperfections, in particular capital requirements and other types of macroprudential policies. In my paper, I studied the role of banks for the transmission of interest rate shocks, with an application to the interest rate hikes implemented in 2022 to face the post-pandemic surge in inflation. Using a quantitative model, I find that low for long interest rates provide a key explanation for why US banks were highly exposed to interest rate raises at the onset of the 2022 monetary tightening cycle.